Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down two totally different ways to build a company. One is all about the cold, hard numbers, and the other is driven by this huge, world-changing mission. Let's see what we can learn from both.
So that really leads to the big question, right? To figure this out, we're going to look at a couple of very different companies. A tech startup with a super detailed plan for investors, and a leadership platform built by a famous guru. So what's more important for success? A really practical plan or a really deep purpose? All right, let's meet our two contenders. On one side, you have a company that's building for the market as it is right now, and on the other, a company that's building for the mission of tomorrow. So here they are. First up, KAP Digital, a startup out of Qatar with a very data-focused plan to just own the digital services market. And then you've got the Optimism company, Simon Sinek's platform, which is built on this inspiring vision for a better way to work. It's the classic head versus heart, the tech play versus the human mission.
Okay, let's dive in and start with the most basic layer, the what. It's the most fundamental question for any business, right? What do you actually sell?
For Cap Digital, their what is super straightforward, and you can, touch it. They offer this whole suite of services to get businesses online. Websites, apps, fancy AI tools, and the support to keep it all running. It's all about concrete tech solutions.
The Optimism company, though, that's a whole different ballgame. They're selling something you can't really hold in your hand: knowledge, personal development. They've got online courses, coaching programs, workshops, podcasts. It's all designed to help people find their purpose and be better leaders. Their product isn't a tool, it's transformation.
Okay, so we've got the what. Now let's dig into the how. This is where we look at the unique stuff, the tech, the processes, the strategies these companies use to get things done.
KAP's how is all about having their own special sauce. Their secret weapon is something called AIEO, Artificial Engine Optimization. Now just think of it like a super smart AI co-pilot for a company's website. It's constantly tweaking things in the background to get more eyes on the page and turn visitors into customers. It's a huge competitive edge.
And it's not just about fancy tech. Their how is also about being incredibly smart with their money. They've mapped out this super lean, cost-effective team for the first 8 months. This isn't just a random list of people, it's a blueprint for being fast and efficient without wasting a dime.
And this laser focus carries right through to their big picture plan. Their how is a super clear 5-phase roadmap that shows exactly how they're going to go from a local startup to a global player in just 3 years. It's the kind of thing that just screams, "We know what we're doing," to an investor.
Now, flip over to the Optimism company, and their how is, completely different. It's not a tech roadmap, it's a personal journey. They walk people through this structured 4-day program to become a certified coach. They're building skills one on top of the other, moving from the big ideas to actually putting it all into practice.
Okay, we've done the what and the how. Now we get to the really juicy part, the heart of it all, the why. Why do these companies even exist? So where does KAP Digital's why come from? It's not some grand vision. It starts with a number. They saw that there are over 15,000 small and medium businesses in Qatar and realized there was a huge gap in the market.
And that gap? It's not just a gap, it's a need. A staggering 65% of businesses there say they are not ready for the digital world. So KAP Digital exists because there is a massive, urgent, and very real demand for what they're selling.
So their whole reason for being is super tactical, right? Transforming businesses with digital solutions. Their why is to solve a very specific problem for a very specific market. It's practical, professional, and you know what? It works. Okay, now take a deep breath, because the Optimism company's why is on a whole other planet. It's not about fixing a market gap, it's about fulfilling a human need. Their vision is to create a world where most people wake up inspired to go to work, feel safe when they're there, and come home fulfilled. This isn't about business, it's about humanity. So the big question, which one is better, the practical plan or the massive vision? Well, as you might have guessed, the real magic happens when you bring them together.
Look, a strong what and how like KAP Digital has, that's the engine of your business. It's what gets you from point A to point B. You can literally see it in their numbers, a clear path from spending money to making money.
But what good is an engine without fuel? That powerful why, the one the Optimism company has in spades, that's your fuel. It's what gets your team fired up to build the engine, and it's what makes your customers feel like they're part of something bigger than just a transaction. So, here's what it all boils down to. The what and the how, that's your business plan. It's what makes your company work. But the why, that's your purpose. It's what makes your company matter. You need the practical engine, and you need that inspirational fuel to build something that lasts. So, the question I'll leave you with is, what's fueling your engine?